voz hispana de Connecticut.
En su canal de frecuencia modulada estereofónica multiplex, La Voz Radio, desde New Haven, Connecticut, al mundo.
Hello, you're listening to WNHH 103.5 FM LP, and we're streaming live via New Haven Independent.org, La Voz Hispana Radio, and you can listen to us via La Voz Hispana CT, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Norma Rodríguez-Reyes, your host in K-PASA, and my co-host here.
Hello, I'm Jose Candelario.
Thank you, Jose. We have with us today Valerie Williams, and she's the Senior Administrator of Talented and Diversity Development. She has been with the Springfield Public Schools since 1997 and has been a principal for 16 years. Thank you, Valerie, for being here with us today.
Thank you very much for having me, Mama.
And we also have with us Lidivet Guzman. She is the manager of substitute teachers and diversity development, and she's been with the Springfield Public School System since 2017, and she worked as an analyst supporting the elementary schools for the first 4 years, and she comes from a family of educators from Puerto Rico. Thank you, Lidivet, for being here with us today.
Thank you, Norma.
Thank you. Okay, Jose?
Well, before we even get to it, ladies, I would like to touch a few things because these statistics, I want to touch with William, if you want to go ahead. We're going to start throwing up these statistics here. The lack of teachers is a national issue. It's not only in Springfield, but it does hit hard in Springfield also, in Massachusetts, as well as here in Connecticut. So we do have some information that I do want to pass along to everyone. I got a good article here from Education Week in which they went into detail from the statistics from the American Association of Colleges for Teacher Education, meaning individuals that are seeking bachelors in education and the lack of. And the first one, let's go to number one. Number one here, and I think that is the quote there. Very good, the quote. And the quote is simply, while pandemic era national data aren't yet available, ASTE has surveyed its member in both fall 2020 and fall of 2021 and found that both years about 20% of institutions reported a decline in new undergraduate enrollment of 11% or more, and that mirrors an overall decline in undergraduate enrollment. So let's go ahead and go to the next one there, William, number one. So we're going to just go through all these facts, and then we're going to let Ms. Williams get at it with her perspective and how this affects her area. And here are just the numbers of overall people that are getting their bachelor's degree in the decline, as you can see here, especially in the last couple of years into 2019, people that are receiving their bachelor's in education, leading to this shortage of teacher national. Let's go to the next one there. The next one is also one that involves, our inner cities especially, and that's the lack of diversities on behalf of the teachers. And we can see right here that only 13% nationally is represented by the Latinx. 68%, of course, is predominantly white. And as you can see, only 7% are African American. Let's go, William, one more. And then over here, we're going to show now the number of people that these are the teacher shortages, right here in Connecticut, right now, currently, that we're facing, as well as Springfield. And those are the bilingual education, mathematics, special education, school library and media specialists, school psychologist, science, speech and language pathologist, technology education, teaching English and world languages. These are all the statistics nationally right now showing the lack of diversity, the need for teachers. So I want to ask Ms. Williams, you touch a little bit of what is your specific area, and I see diversity is included there. Can you touch a little bit about that?
Sure. In my role as Senior Administrator of Diversity and Diversity Development, one of the things that I do with our team is to recruit teachers and paraprofessionals and other personnel to come to work for Springfield Public Schools. So right now we have a huge concentration on diversity for our district. We want our district to mirror our classrooms. So we have a huge push for that, and we have been attending minority serving institutions for colleges to try to recruit from local colleges and as well as national colleges to bring our diversity numbers up in the classroom for our students.
Now, earlier I challenged you with a question of what, we have the private sector that are just taking away from that talent pool of minorities that are out there with bachelors, with, with specialties in certain areas. How do you compete against 4-day work week and work from home with one of the last in-person professions in the business?
We have the greatest profession ever to work in the field of education. Our students are number one. There's nothing in the world, there's no feeling in the world when you have that you're teaching a child to read and write or to learn a new concept. And so that is our ace. There's no other feeling in the world to actually be able to serve students and work with them to help them to grow and learn, to become future doctors and lawyers and just the whole realm of possibilities for them is open, and you have a key role to play in that as an educator in the school system.
So, Valerie, can you tell us tell our listeners about Springfield's public schools?
Sure. We have about 70 schools. We serve about 26,000 students, and we employ about 4,800 employees in Springfield Public Schools. So we are a diverse city. The city of Springfield is very diverse. We have some great things going on in the city of Springfield. For our Springfield Public Schools, we give people the opportunity to grow and excel in their career, which you will find nowhere else. I'm a little biased because I've been here for 25 years, but whatever you decide to do in the field of education, Springfield is here to support you. We have student-centered classrooms where our students receive top education. Every student receives a laptop. Every staff member receives a laptop. We're big on technology. Our professional development is one of the best that we've ever seen in the country. I can put us up there as number one. We offer some great professional development for all of our educators and paraprofessionals as well. We are just committed to a system of diversity and equity for our students, and we want our students to excel and succeed. And so when Livette and I recruit, as well as our other team recruits, we recruit hard for Springfield. We let you know exactly what you're coming to Springfield to do and what we're here to help you to do. And as my role and Livette's role and the rest of our team, not only do we get you to come to work for Springfield Public Schools, but once you're here, we want to retain you so that you'll love to work in Springfield. So we have a lot of programs that we offer for our employees as well.
Very good. That's a great pitch. It's a Gary sales pitch because that's where you're really competing with the big boys out there, the Googles of the world, for these talent. On the screen, we've been putting up here Massachusetts statewide necessities: English as a second language, computer science, social studies, special education, mathematics, world languages, science, and language arts. Specifically in Springfield, what are your needs right now?
Our needs for special education, school psychologists, we're recruiting for nurses, paraprofessionals, and our elementary classroom teachers. So we're just about the same boat as every other district. We're recruiting basically for the same clientele.
So, are there programs for paraprofessionals that want to become teachers?
Yes. So we have what's called a rich pipeline for the Springfield Public Schools. We start with our students. So we have programs that for our students who want to become paraprofessionals in our system, we work with them to pass what's called our Work Keys test, so that once they pass it in their senior year, we hire them for our district as paraprofessionals. And once you become a paraprofessional, we have partnerships with local colleges and universities. There's about 29 local colleges and universities around the Springfield area, and we partner with many of them to offer our paraprofessionals a way to get a bachelor's degree and eventually a master's degree, but also to become a licensed teacher. So we work with them from programs from being of free tuition online courses to the actual college experience in person, where we receive, the student receives reduced tuition assistance programs through those colleges because they're Springfield Public School employees. So we try to provide additional supports for our paraprofessionals, and paraprofessionals become teachers. And then once our teachers are working as teachers and they decide to become principals or other administrators, we also have programs that are in-house to train our teachers to become principals. So those are some of the dynamic programs that we have for Springfield Public Schools.
Again, I'm Mr. Difficult here. Are you? I saw that there is a legislation now statewide at your legislature being pushed even by the teachers unions to change the requirements for the teaching positions. Can you touch a little bit about, the requirements and how they've been adjusted to allow more applicants?
Sure. Right now, currently, in order to become a certified teacher, you have to pass what's called the MTEL exams. And so the MTEL exams are in your specific content area. And those are some of the things that people are trying to lobby to change the MTEL test requirements. But as it stands, we do have MTEL requirements in order to become a licensed educator for the state of Massachusetts.
Very good. Now, real quick, how does one apply for a position there at the Springfield?
Sure, you can go right to our website. You can apply at www.springfieldpublicschools.com. You can also email me directly through Springfield Public Schools. I will walk you through the process myself. So we have a lot of different links through our Facebook, through our Twitter, and it's certainly on our school's website. Any questions that you have, or you can contact me personally. I'll walk you through the interview process myself.
Okay. Valerie, I believe that, and I don't understand why there should be a shortage of teachers. I can't for the life of me understand it. I strongly believe that once you know there's a shortage, then what is it that we need to do to get rid of that shortage? We have plenty of individuals that would love to be teachers, but it seems that the process is not easy to be a teacher. Because I remember years ago, they didn't have all these specific requirements. And it seems that every time they keep adding a newer and a newer and a newer requirement, therefore not making it easy to breed teachers. It has to be purposeful. And I don't believe that it needs to be in only in college. Once they get to college, I believe that in the 8th grade, that's when we need to find out who are the individuals, the students that want to be teachers, and begin to mentor them and purposefully help them so that they can become teachers. Is there a program, a mentoring program, some kind of program that exists that we can breed teachers?
Absolutely. Within our Springfield Public Schools, we have teacher clubs for our high school students. And what the teachers clubs do, they connect with students with what it's like to be a teacher, what are the requirements, what do you have to do, why do you want to become a teacher? And so those teacher clubs really work with our students to kind of cultivate them into the field of education. So that's a very good question, Norma. But we try to start at an early age to show students what it's like to be a teacher and how important it is in our society for you to come into the role of education. And if you have a bachelor's degree, one of the great things about Springfield Public Schools, we will work with you to try to help you to get certified. So as long as you have the bachelor's degree and you want to become a teacher, we can work with you. If you don't have a bachelor's degree and want to come work for us as a paraprofessional, we'll work with you as well to help you reach your goals and aspirations.
I think that's a great point to make out, that you do not have to have a bachelor's to be involved in the education system. I think it's one of those things you must have a passion to work with the youth and develop the youth. I think it's first and foremost. Miss Valerie, again, okay. So I'm a professional. I get offered $120,000 to go work for, say Bayer from home. You're offering for a teacher starting base
For a bachelor's degree, it's 48,000. For a master's, you start about 52,000.
with summers off.
With summers off, paid vacations. So those are the perks of education. So even though you're going to make $100,000 in that environment that you're going to for the company, you'll have your summers off with your family. You'll have the vacations off with them as well. And like I said, there's nothing in the world that's more important than helping a child to succeed in life.
Valerie, are there colleges and universities that specialize in teaching, and is there scholarships available?
Yes, within those individual colleges, there are scholarships that are developed and earmarked for education. As a matter of fact, some of the local colleges in Springfield offer scholarships for Springfield Public School graduates. So we try to get as many for that pipeline where we have students going into education. We try to make sure that our students are able to go to college and to come back and work for us as teachers or paraprofessionals.
Now, like you said earlier, you are competing with other school districts. So
Yes, we are.
what is your sales pitch? Springfield versus the rest of Massachusetts, which Springfield is a very lovely town. Great to raise kids in. Very, 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 I don't know, it's very family oriented.
Springfield is very oriented. We are the home of First, the city of First. We have the city of homes as well. We have affordable housing for you, and part of my job is to help you to assimilate yourself into the city of Springfield. So if you're looking for housing, we can help you do that. You're looking to go back to school, we can help you to do that too. You're looking for a position for your spouse, your children, we can help you with that too. You want them to go back to school, we can help you. So I think the one thing, the edge that we have is our hands-on relationship that we established with you. You're not just an applicant applying for a job, you become one of our family members. And people will tell you that when they apply to Springfield, you get calls from me all the time saying, okay, we're going to set these interviews with principals. You got to go on Tuesday. Are you ready for the interview? Can I help you with the interview process? So I don't think other districts do that. I don't think other districts go that extra mile to make sure that you become employed with Springfield Public Schools. We have that extra touch, and we just love what we do, and we want you to come work for us. And you have to look out, because I'm going to try to recruit you too to come work for Springfield Public Schools. But we have that extra personal touch that I think nobody else does.
Thank you, Valerie. You know, Valerie, back in the 70s, I'm dating myself.
Norma's only 25. I don't know what she's talking about.
But the phone company for the Latinos, okay? And back then, the majority of the Latinos in Connecticut and Massachusetts were Puerto Rican. We don't have the diversity that exists today. But back then, SNET, the phone company, in order for you to place a long distance call, you had to go through an operator. And there were no bilingual operators. As a matter of fact, there were hardly any operators at that time that spoke Spanish, so let alone be bilingual. So they purposely set up a program in which they took 20 bilingual individuals, and they decided that they were going to make them bilingual operators. Why can we not do the same thing with bilingual teachers and get people that are bilingual and bicultural, that understand the diversity that exists in Massachusetts and in Connecticut? Here, we don't need to go out and bring them in. We have them already in Massachusetts and Connecticut. So why can't the university purposely decide that they're going to take 20 individuals that want to become teachers and help them through the whole, and you'll see if it's purposely done, maybe hopefully the 20 will graduate. But I really believe if you purposely decide to do something, you will eliminate the shortage of what it is that we have.
I agree with you, Norma. You'll be surprised. There are a lot of colleges in Massachusetts, especially in Springfield, who are trying to come up with innovative ways like you're describing. So they would love to speak with you on that too. But they're trying very hard to try to think outside the box. like you were just saying, and they're trying new approaches. And I think that what you just described is absolutely excellent. And I would definitely take that back to our colleges. I meet with them a lot, and they'll love to talk with you more about that.
Real quick, I think Norma makes a great point here. There are plenty of professionals that come from Central America and South America who already have maybe a bachelor's or or a master's from their country. How hard is that to translate into America, and what works and what doesn't work in that transition?
It would be, if it's an accredited college, that's what the state is looking for. So there's some courses that would transfer over. The ones who don't transfer over, you'd have to supplement those with extra coursework. But there's a way that we can help you to do that. So if they just contact us at Springfield Public Schools, and you have a bachelor's or you taught in another country, we can try to work with you through that process.
My sister Anna, she graduated from American International.
Oh, okay.
And since she didn't get accepted when she applied in New Haven to the school system, she did work in the Springfield public school system for 1 year.
Nice. Well, tell her she's more than welcome to come back. You're always family. Always family.
Yes, yes. Well, we want to thank you so much for having accepted our invitation, letting us know what the Springfield Public School System has to offer, and wanted to know if there's anything you'd like to say before we end the program.
On behalf of Springfield Public Schools, we want to thank you for this opportunity to talk to your listeners. And if you're interested in a position at Springfield Public Schools, please reach out to us at www.springfieldpublicschools.com. We'll be more than happy to help you. My name is Valerie Williams, and just if you want to call, that's excellent. I can help you to find a job in Springfield Public Schools.
Miss Valerie, can we make a sales pitch of a free car with every job as a teacher? No, that's we don't have
If
that
I could
sponsorship.
do that, I would do. I could wave the magic wand to do that. I would be more than happy to. But
I understand budget restraints.
yes,
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Well, I want to remind you that you've been listening to WNHH 103.5 FM via NewHavenIndependent.org and La Voz Hispana Radio. Until next time, this is Norma Rodríguez-Reyes, your co-host.
And I'm Jose Candelario. We'll be back in 30 seconds or more in Espanol.
Yes, you'll be able to listen to this interview in Espanol, Spanish. Thank you, Valerie. God bless.
Thank you.
Prepárense para obtener su licencia de conducir en Connecticut, ahora en New Haven.